What's up, everybody? It's your boy Blue here from Taku, and today I would like to thank you for accompanying me, joining me, following me. Well, technically, you do none of these, but sitting safely at home, watching my nerdy quarantine. So, on today's episode of My Nerdy Quarantine, I went back to a classic, one of my first, and I decided to rewatch the original Full Metal Alchemist, which technically isn't the original, but it came out first, so I'm gonna call it the original, even though I know that Brotherhood followed the manga better. Maybe in the future I'll talk about Brotherhood, but it'll probably just be the same video, just tweaked. But before I get started, like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what else I should check out or what else I should do. What other nerdy activities will people be willing for me hear from me talk about? Let's all be friends. Let's all be friends. Anyways, so Full Metal Alchemist. I think I have to say this, but spoiler warning: if you've never seen it, if you haven't, go check it out. Maybe come back. Tell me that I made you go watch it. That'll make me feel better personally. But anyways, so Full Metal Alchemist. This is the story of two brothers, Edward and Alphonse Elric, and their journey to find the Philosopher's Stone to get back their bodies that they lost trying to bring their mother back from the dead with this art form or this science. There it is. It's a science. It's not magic. It's a science. So, the science called alchemy, which is equivalent exchange. You change material to material. It's the best way I can put it. And we follow them on through their journey through their I'm going blank on the name right now, and it's funny because I just watched it. But through their land, we follow them through their journey, and we meet all this cast of incredible characters and diverse people. Now that I've gotten a simple summary out the way, I'm jumping into how I want to talk about it. So, Full Metal Alchemist. I find it to be better than Brotherhood, personally. I liked it better because it had the more dark tone to it. Like, Full Metal Alchemist is a dark story in general, but I felt more compelled to watch the original than I did Brotherhood. Like, Brotherhood, I watched it just so I can be like, okay, so this is how the manga was supposed to do this. This is how the anime was supposed to go. Okay, that's cool. I like that they took creative liberties and made a whole ending to a show that didn't have an ending in the manga. And what they did was good. I liked it. I love the twists, the turns, the dark tone, the dark setting. Like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood didn't have that dark setting to me. And that's what I wanted from it. This is literally a show about boys who lost body parts trying to bring their mother back from the dead. If you can't make this as dark as possible, I'm probably not going to want to watch it. So I did like the live action movie. I like that as a standalone movie, like I did with the Death Note movie. But the Full Metal Alchemist movie, it was too lighthearted for me. Great, they did good though. It was a very good anime adaptation, personal opinions. But that's not what we're talking about today. So I love the character development between Alphonse and Edward in this one more. Like, in Brotherhood, whenever they would argue or would have a big fight, like the moment when Alphonse was questioning if he was a real person, if his spirit was real, if his memories were real, he was forgetting things. He couldn't remember anything. So he thought he was created by his brother through alchemy as a way to feel like he has somebody or he lost something. And anyways, he's going through guilt and not guilt. He's going through depression and anxiety because he's starting to believe that he's not real. And how they resolved this in Brotherhood was they got into a brotherly fist fight. Oh, what are you talking about? Of course you're real. Da da da. Fight me. That's how I perceive the Brotherhood version. Where in the Full Metal Alchemist, it was deeper to me because it broke Edward down. It broke him. He was looking, but he really couldn't look. He was sad because he was stuck in his own head because now he's like, what have I done? My brother doesn't believe he's a real person. Is it my fault? I put him in that body. He must hate me. And it just goes more psychological to me. And I find that more appealing to a light-hearted type of show. And even with not focusing on the main characters, like a moment that hurts for both would be Mayhew's death. Like that that broke everybody. And I like that in both adaptations it was kind of the same. It happened by the same person and all this, which it is the story, so I understand why. But it's just that darker tone is way more appealing, and I felt like I got it more with Full Metal than I did with Brotherhood. Also, with the Nina death, the Nina scenes made me cry in both. I don't care if you didn't cry to either of the Nina scenes. If you've watched Full Metal or Brotherhood, then you probably just don't have a soul. To which kudos, kudos, better than me. I couldn't do that, but I keep getting sidetracked. This is why you should always write a script. But freestyling is how I've decided to do my nerdy core so that's how I'm gonna do it. So, continue on with that. You have like all these amazing side characters. And I was talking about Nina. So, Nina was again I put spoilers. So if you this far and you didn't want spoilers, it's your fault now. It's not me, it's you. I've said it to way too many women in my life. Anyways, the Nina story was her father was a chimera alchemist. He life sewing. He could fuse animals together to make a new, stronger animal with both the perks of both types. And he was researching how to make talking ones because putting a dog and a cat together ain't about to make a talking animal because how often do cats and dogs talk to people besides me? Like, come on now. Y'all don't have my gift. I'm an alien. Like, come on. I can talk to y'all animals. I know Fido don't like it when you rub his belly, you pervert. Mother musher. That's where his nipples are at, you pervert. Anyways, gosh, I am really sidetracking myself today. I want to talk about film at albums, but this is why I need to stop smoking. But, story of Nina. Her father was a life-sewing alchemist. He used to make chimeras. He wants to make a talking chimera. Well, 5 years before the brothers show up, he did it. He made a talking chimera. He made it. It talked. It only said a few words, but it talked, and that was enough for him to get research funding and all this. Oh, this is all practiced by the government. Again, if you haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist, I don't want to keep explaining this. Well, technically I do because this is the video, but he got the research funding for it, and he kept trying, but he couldn't do it again. Then introduce Edward and Alphonse. They're coming to stay with him while they're getting ready to take the test, and they're all growing. Their families are getting closer. They're all enjoying it. So, comes to find out, Ed starts getting suspicious of him because he's starting to find little holes and little dents. He's seeing letters to the girl's mom, Nina's mom, coming up missing, or no, they were burnt in an ashtray. He was setting them all on fire so they wouldn't get sent, but telling her they were sent, telling her that her mother left and all this. So Edward started getting suspicious. Something don't seem right. So on the deadline of when the professor's research is due, so he can get his funding again, man, I'm already getting choked up talking about it. Edward comes to the house and goes to find a doctor where they find a talking chimera. He's done it again on the exact day of when it's due. He has finally made a talking chimera again. Problem is, it looks like the household pet with a long girlish mane. Girlish mane mean like long girl hair, long. Well, no, there's a lot of guys with long. just long hair, just like a long mane going down. And at first, Alphonse is all excited and, oh, you've done it! Wow, it's incredible! It talks, and da da da, and you just see this look on Ed's face, and this look, if watching it the first time, you didn't understand what was happening and it didn't break you. You are a strong, strong person, and I am very envious. Very, very envious of you. Oh wow, I am really getting broken up over here about this. That was one of the hardest anime deaths for me. Full Metal Alchemist Nina, hardest death of him. Um, so the professor tells the Chimera, speak, call. That is Edward. Say Edward, and you hear a small groan come from the Chimera. Edward, Edward, and man, shish, I really, whew, damn. And instantly, Ed starts asking questions. Ed gets furious. Where's Nina? Where is Nina? Where's the dog? Where's Nina? He is furious. He's going at. He's mad, mad. And the doctor says, "Well, it was all necessary. What Nina did will forever be done." And it sends Ed into a rage to where he wants nothing more than to kill this man right now for killing it, not killing per se his daughter, but killing his daughter, because after a chimera is merged, it's hard, not impossible, because you could with a philosopher's stone, I believe. I don't know. They never explained that far. I hope, like, in some part of my soul, I hope there's like an alternate universe where they found a philosopher's stone and brought Nina and separate her and the doggy, and they lived happily, and daddy went boom boom someplace, got exploded. That's what I hope. I hope he was just like walking and just randomly exploded. Like, just, anyways. And yeah, scenes like that really really hit me harder in Full Metal Alchemist for some reason. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, they were both very, very, like, soul crushing moments for me. But the fact is that I felt more emotional towards Full Metal Alchemist than the Brotherhood adaptation. Because the Brotherhood adaptation, they they made it so like Ed was oblivious. He had like little suspicions every now and then, but even when he finally met the chimera, the tongue chimera, the doctor made Nina, he was like Alpha. He's like, oh, you've done it, and then once it started talking to him, that's what he caught on. With Brotherhood, I mean, with Full Metal, the original, just Full Metal, you could see the suspicion growing in him like an actual person. Like, there's no way you could see so many things and not have questions, especially when your whole life is asking questions, trying to figure out what this is, how to do this, what I'm supposed to be studying, always learning. And I found that in Full Metal Alchemist, they made Ed that person. He was always suspicious of everything, which you should be if you're in this line of work. You're trying to find a philosopher's stone, which is um, this overpowered material that lets you skip the equivalent exchange and just make what you want to make. It gives you unlimited power. So if I'm looking for this, I'm about to be suspicious of everybody, because if I'm going after something this powerful, I don't want nobody to get a hand on it. And just like the moments that were supposed to make you cry in Full Metal Alchemist, they made you cry. If they wanted you to be upset with somebody, they made you upset. Now with Brotherhood, I didn't get that emotional connection. I don't know. I think it's because they didn't make him more light. Well, they did. They made him more lighthearted. They still kept him him, They gave him he's still the same character, but see, how could I put this? It's like the Batmans. We got the rugged, dark, current Batmans. I can't call him the goofy Batman. He's not a goofy Batman. He was a goofy Batman to me. The Brotherhood one, he was Adam West. I got shark repellent Batman, and he just the pure, like, it was deeper to me in Full Metal than it was in Brotherhood. Like, the story hit me hard. I don't know if it's because I have my emotional connections to it. Like, I watched Full Metal Alchemist, the original, first, and it scared the Jesus out of me. And then when I became older, I was like, when I first watched it, I was like 10. Then when I came back to it again to watch it when I got older and more into anime and stuff, I was like 15, and I haven't watched it since then. So that's like 8 years of not watching it just to come back and be like, this is way darker than I remember it being. And then while simultaneously watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and being like, this is way more lighthearted than Full Metal Alchemist. Like, even like the tone and setting, like, you can tell, like, yeah, there's different quality and graphics and lighting and all that for because higher budget new show and all that, but it's the ambiance that Full Metal gives. Like, from the get go, everything's dark. Like, we don't start off with the origin. We get the origin like 5 episodes later. We start off, he's fighting a priest who has a fake philosopher's stone. He doesn't know that. And is literally making people into a cult. Like, it starts off dark, dark. And I feel like Brotherhood missed out on the dark opportunity because they're like, Full Metal is already the overly darker version of this. Let's give it a little more lighthearted, and they put more jokes into Brotherhood and all this. But at the end of the day, my personal pick, I believe, will always be Full Metal, but to each his own. And yeah, that's my high quarantine. I mean, not my high quarantine, my nerdy quarantine. So I gotta edit that out, maybe never. And if you like this, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what else you would like me to check out. I'm thinking about checking out some D&D. I'm thinking about doing D&D tomorrow. Might do D&D. There's this new game that I've always wanted to play, and they just released an app called Vanguard. I might try that out. And there's just a bunch of stuff, so let me know. Maybe it could be another anime you want me to check out. There's a lot of anime I haven't seen. I've seen a lot. There's a lot I haven't seen. So let me know. We could talk about it. Like, subscribe, comment again. You know, I'm trying to build this up. Let me do something during quarantine. Fudge it. Might as well be productive. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Haitaku. This has been Blue, y'all favorite Moon Man. Talk to y'all again next time.